Let's go live to Gary Cottrell, who's on hand to speak to us tonight. Gary, good evening to you. So Tottenham in action later on. No fans allowed in tonight, Gary, but that certainly hasn't stopped them turning up tonight. Tell us more.
Well, there's an hour to go until kick-off, Jim, and there is already a smattering of fans protesting around the other side of the stadium by the entrance where the club offices are, near where the supporters' shop is. Not too many at the moment, and it's all very peaceful, but there are plenty of placards and banners and singing and chants anti-Daniel Levy, anti-ENIC, the owners, and anti the Super League. Of course, it's a little bit after the horse has bolted because the Super League is dead and buried, but the fact that Daniel Levy wanted to be a part of it has angered some fans. He was never the most popular of chairman anyway, but the last 18 months or so hasn't really helped his cause. Staff put on furlough originally in lockdown, and then he backtracked on that, hired Jose Mourinho, one of the most famous managers in the world, and a blaze of publicity. He backtracked on that and then tried to join this Super League and backtracked on that. And this stadium still, as impressive as it is, still hasn't got the naming rights with all the money that would bring. So no naming rights, no manager, no silverware, and obviously you probably can hear the distance, but you could certainly see the pictures of a growing protest here tonight. But as I say, not many at the moment. Maybe it'll grow as kick-off approaches. But another message being sent to Daniel Levy, who, as I say, no stadium, no manager, no trophies, and so far no apology for that Super League debacle. Just said that he regrets it.
He regrets it. I'm sure he does. Gary, in comes Ryan Mason, of course, tonight as Tottenham play Southampton, and Mason is in charge of Tottenham tonight, and in charge come at the League Cup final this weekend, and in charge for the rest of the season. What kind of time is this for a new fella, 29-year-old Ryan Mason, to be coming in?
Yeah, half the age of Jose Mourinho, and of course right at the opposite end of the scale when it comes to experience. One of the most experienced, one of the most honour-strewn managers in world football, gone and replaced by a man who hasn't yet taken charge of a senior team, certainly not in the Premier League, the youngest ever manager to do so. And of course he's got on his side the fact that he's popular with the players, he's got on his side that he's popular with the fans, he's got on his side that he's popular with the board. They like the job that he's done around the academy over the last few years, and if he can get a win under his belt tonight against a Southampton side who are really struggling, no team has earned fewer points this calendar year than Southampton, then of course it'll get them off to a good start ahead of that cup final. But it's a tough ask. The players like him. Harry Kane has tweeted in his support, and around, as you can probably hear over my shoulder, the crowd beginning to grow. Just by them is the supporters' shop, and I popped in there today, and I can kind of tell Ryan Mason's story with his room plaques, Jim. Maybe as a youngster when he was at the academy, he had this on his bedroom door, Ryan's room, and now he eventually replaced it for 8 years in the dressing room as a senior player, and now he can stick this one on his door. Don't know for how long though, Jim.
Gary, only you could find that, mate, to be quite honest. Well done with that. Gary, finally, just before we move on, of course, less than an hour till kick-off, what do we know about Ryan Mason's lineup tonight?
Well, we're waiting to hear. In fact, the team news has been announced while I've been speaking to you and while these protests are taking place. And actually, if we move round a little bit, Jim, we can see them coming round the corner. They're on the march. I'm going to speak quite loudly because sometimes the language can be a little fruity. At the moment, it's all right. When you say this is the kind of protest that we're seeing, so we'll leave you with these pictures and let you know that Harry Kane, Gareth Bale, Dele Alli, all players who played with Ryan Mason, will be doing their best for him in the games ahead.
Gary Cottrell.